So maybe I should start doing that in videos more. Be like, ta-da! All right, guys, what's going on? We're here at the Top Notch Shop with Kevin Hansen, Mr. Lawn Care Juggernaut himself, all the way from Tulsa, Oklahoma, right?
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Where are you on your way to?
We're gonna head up to the Launchpreneur Academy in Detroit, Novi.
Yep, that's where I was supposed to be going, but I couldn't make it. So literally, he's on his way up to pick up a friend. They're gonna head up to Michigan and go to that conference, and he thought he would stop by, which I totally appreciate. And we thought we'd just talk with you guys for a little bit and see how things are going. So how's your business? What are some of the things you focus on in your business? Some of the things that, how long have you been in business first off?
I fired up in 2013.
2013, so what's that, 6 years?
I started in the fall, so I guess this is the beginning of the 70-year mark for me.
Okay.
So
do you have employees? Have you had employees?
I've had employees, and I've gone through quite a few to find one good one here and one good one there. And sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. Next year we're hoping to, well, we got to bring an employee on for not only our lawn care business, but I started a painting business as well. So now my time's really in demand.
Sure. Yeah, and so, you know, with having so you don't have any lawn care employees right now, so you're 100% solo, is that right?
100% solo at the moment.
Do you like it better being solo, or would you rather have some employees?
It all depends.
Yeah.
It's nice having an employee because you're not putting all the burden on yourself. You're not alone in the truck. You got somebody to talk to. But
are you a guy that gets lonely a lot?
I enjoy conversation.
I'm just kidding with you.
I'm lonely. No, but seriously, it just it's nice having somebody there with you while you're going through.
I agree. It does. Not to use the word lonely, but it does kind of get lonely when you're by yourself. So business-wise, what do you think? What do you think has been probably the one thing you've learned, the biggest thing you've learned over the past 6 years? Just strictly business-wise, not employees, just business-wise.
Well, I think every year I make changes to my business, and like you'll have one real big learning thing that you get every year. Like one year it was like, I'm done with bi-weekly yards. Then it was like, okay, I got to narrow the route down. When I brought on Yardbook and used that, a CRM was a huge game changer for me. I guess one of the biggest things is when you are in business, you want to get out and you're going to work, and you kind of feel with your schedule that you can do whatever you want, and you're like, oh, I'm in business for myself, so I can choose my own hours. And really, you got to treat it like it is a job and like you're an employee of your business, because you are. And when you start doing that, the consistency's better. So I guess consistency's huge. Yeah,
I've talked to people that had that misconception a lot. You know, I'm a business owner. I can do what I want now. Well, you really can't, because I mean, if you want your business to be successful, you still got to put in the hours. Whether it's either out in the field or doing all the behind the scenes stuff, you can't just I'm going to work from 12 to 3 today.
Yeah,
you're probably not going to be successful in a business if you're going to be that way, I would assume. But yeah, so for me, probably the biggest thing I've realized, and it's happened this year, was route density.
Yeah,
getting everything condensed, into just a small market, one type of person that I want to take care of. So we've gotten rid of 99% of all the commercial that we used to do, and we're doing small yards now. And I've talked a lot about this on my channel. But I think it's a good point to, when you're first starting out, you take on everything because you don't know what's going to happen. You just want to take on yards so you can make a little bit of money. And for me, it took me a long time to figure out that, hey, driving 30 minutes over here to cut a $45 yard really isn't that profitable, especially if you got an employee in the truck with you. So, so that's probably been the biggest thing for me over the 6 years that I've been in business. And like I said, I just now figured it out, but it's been a 100% game changer for me to have all my properties within, a 1.5 miles to 2 miles of each other. So we can literally pull up, mow a yard, drive around the block, mow another one, drive around the block, mow another one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of all that windshield time, it just kills you, money-wise.
So on that point, because we're kind of in a similar situation.
Sure.
Like, you're in the Wichita area, you got a major city and you got all the hub cities around it. And I'm in Tulsa and it's kind of the same way. So I was going all the way from a suburb here, all the way to a suburb on the opposite side. And there's a 60, 70 mile stretch in between. So when you're in a small city, and this kind of plays off, you're targeting residential, I'm targeting residential. If you're in a small city, I had the problem of being scatterblasted everywhere because I was putting myself online everywhere I could. And then, so what I've found out now is that because I'm in a big city and I'm targeting residential, more traditional style marketing works better for me because then I can hone it down to this small area. And I know you can do like geo-targeting and stuff, but that's just something I've noticed that when I'm trying to tighten my route, I have to rely more on traditional marketing is what really worked good for me.
Yeah. See, I'm kind of the opposite. So my website is where I get most of my clients from. And the hardest thing for me is telling people no.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just hard for me. So I get a call from somebody from Wichita that I don't want to go to Wichita no more. I've had to tell them no now. Which in the past I'm like, yeah, sure. And then as I'm going there, I'm like, why did I even commit to this? You know what I'm saying? So once I got past that and was able to say, okay, if you don't fit our criteria, we're not going to take you as a customer. So if you're not in this area, you're not going to be a customer. If you're over a certain amount of square feet, you're not going to be a customer.
Yeah.
So to me, it's made the world of difference to have one type of client, one type of customer, and it makes everything else as far as business wise so much easier. Bidding is easier now. You know, invoicing, everybody's the same. You don't have the commercial to where, oh, you're 30 days out, you're 60 days out, you know, so half your clients are getting paid up, you know, let's say in a week or two, the other half, your money's not spread out everywhere.
Yeah.
So everything is the same. And that's been the biggest thing for me and what's really worked this year for me.
Yeah, killing the cash flow problem.
Yep.
Taking care of bidding. Bidding's a huge thing. I used to think I had to go to every property, count the trees, measure it up with the measuring wheel, because that's what you see when you first start. You're like, I got to measure everything, otherwise I'm not going to be profitable.
Well, you see a lot of that online. Guys talk about that online a lot, about getting burned. You know, they go to a property, it's not what they expected. Oh, now we're mowing it for cheap.
Yeah. Okay,
which I totally understand that. But my point is, if you understand your market, you understand kind of where, you know, for me it's easy because it's a small city.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of houses in that small city, and they're pretty much all the same. So
you're talking about niching down.
Exactly.
In a similar area.
So to me, it doesn't make a difference. You know, if I have to pull up and it's a small gate and I have to push mow that backyard, I don't really care anymore. Yeah. We'll just push mow it. It might take an extra 2 minutes. So what? We just push mow and move on.
Yeah.
You know, because the properties are so small, it just doesn't affect anything. Now, when you're talking bigger properties, yeah, it's a big deal. You can really get burnt.
Yeah.
On small properties, it's just not a big deal. So what I do with my new clients is I don't even go look at any properties beforehand anymore. I look it up on Google Maps. I pretty much know all the areas. I know what I'm going to get into. The only thing I don't know is if they've either added a fence or the gate size.
Yeah.
That's the only two things that I really don't know. And I always tell them ahead of time, hey, this is what I'll do it for. If I get there and something is abnormal or something that takes us a little bit more longer, then we'll revisit, you know, the cost of this after the first mow. But, you know, I've been burnt one time this year on that, where I've had to actually go back and say, okay, it's a little bit different than what I thought it was. We're going to have to up the price a little bit.
Yeah.
And to me, it's just, you know, getting burnt one out of 30 times a year, 50 times a year, however many, you know, you're putting bids in. You know, all that time you save driving around, I'm good with it.
Yeah, so the niching down in that neighborhood, knowing all the properties are about the same, that's kind of like, this isn't necessarily HOA type neighborhoods, but they're all similar. You know,
they're cookie cutter homes.
About the same type of time period, and they're all similar layout. The yards are about the same. So I don't know how you measure your properties, but I just measure 4 points. I measure the whole property, and I figured, you know, hey, look, the house is about the same, the weed eating's about the same, the edging's about the same, and that's how I do them. So I know this size of property is this, and this size of property is this, and I put a minimum on the neighborhood, so that when they call me up, or, you know, if they're calling me and I'm busy, I send it to my wife, And, you know, she talks to them, lets them know, hey, it's going to be this much minimum. And if they go with it, they go with it. And if they don't, they don't. One of the things you talked about having a hard time saying no.
Yeah.
So one of the things that made that easier for me is I started getting friends in the community in my area, and I'll pass work off. So when I get like a call for a really big, enticing commercial job, and I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to do that, but I only have a 36-inch mower, and I know it's not my type of work.
Yeah.
I have somebody I can pass it off to, and then that makes me feel like I'm not necessarily turning it down, and I'm not, you know, even if it's a residential and I don't have the right size mower, like, because I only do 36. If I run into a small gate, I don't want to be that guy that's like, sorry.
Yeah.
You know, I send it to a buddy and he can take them on, and then I don't feel like a bad dude saying it.
Yeah, I do that as well. I don't just say no. I have, but most of the time I'll pass them on to, you know, like Al Barrow, the guy who used to work for me. He started his own business this year. I usually pass all that stuff off to him.
That's cool.
You know, and get him started, get him going, because he wants the Wichita stuff. He wants the stuff that's kind of out of my market.
Yeah.
You know, so I usually just say, hey, here, call this number. His name is Al Barrow, and then it's in his hands. I'm out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For me.
So that's just kind of the way I like to do things. But yeah, I 100% agree with that. I don't like leaving customers high and dry. You know, try to find them something.
It just makes it easier for me. I'm like that bleeding heart type of guy where I feel like I gotta help somebody out.
Exactly. The only time I think I've ever kind of just directly said no is if I'm on the phone with them. I'm driving. I really don't have
busy.
You know, a way to, you know, pass on information. And I'm just like, no, I'm sorry, I can't. You know, and well, I appreciate you coming by, stopping by, Kevin, lawn care Juggernaut. Is that right?
Lawn care Juggernaut.
Check it. So you're the guy. So I got to bring this up. So. I actually almost forgot about this. You're the guy that actually found Geek to Freak 2 weeks ago?
I didn't find him originally. I got a hold of him, but I didn't find him.
Well, I didn't mean you like stalking him, but you actually got to meet him.
I did. It was awesome. It was I didn't think I was ever going to get to meet him. I just wanted to shake his hand too and just tell him thank you. But yeah, it was awesome. I mean, I've talked with Greg a lot over the years, not recently, but we became pretty good friends there. But I've actually never met him. Yeah, he's a chill, down to earth dude.
Yeah,
and it was really cool to meet him. So
cool, that's awesome.
I think that was for me a highlight of my year, probably a highlight of the next 10 years. So
you're gonna be known as the guy that stalked and found Greg Geek to Freak.
Yeah, I was telling him there's going to be one day, because I put the video up, there's going to be one day that somebody's going to make a comment on my channel and they're going to say, you only did good because of Greg Chisholm. And I'm going to have to say, yeah, that's right.
Well, yeah, at least you got the good part right.
Yeah. But yeah, the only reason your channel did anything is because of Greg.
Well, good.
Yeah, it is.
That's awesome, man. Well, thank you. Appreciate you coming by. And
absolutely.
We'll try to do it again. We'll have to have you come up here and you come over with us for a little bit.
Yeah, man, I'd love that actually.